Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings, and it wouldn't be any more fitting that the speaker is playing Still DRE, your cousin's walkout song. Harlem, look, this fight week's all about you. You get a huge opportunity. You've wanted a big stage and an opportunity to show the world, look, I belong at world level. I'm here to make a statement. World titles in the offing after this fight potentially if you come through. How delighted are you that you've got this opportunity in Manchester?
It's good timing, you know. I've always made it clear I want to fight the best, and we believe Jack Catterall is the best in the UK at 147, and now's the time to take my place on that stage, you know, and prove, you know, I believe I'm the best, you know, and I'm ready to go on and fight for a world title, and this is the man that's in my way.
I spoke to Jamie Conlon about, you know, what was that moment? You had a good fight out with Tyrone McKenna. We saw a very spiteful version of yourself. You know, you put on a statement. And look, with all respect to Tyrone, he's a warrior. He'd have gone all night. Was that sort of at the end of that performance, that sort of point where you went, you know what, I need to kick on from here now. I need something big to really sort of show what you're all about.
I've been waiting for the opportunity. I've been calling for it. You know, and. You know, everything fell into place, and we're here. You know, my team said, you know, what's next? You know, and I said, we want to fight the best. You know, Jack Catterall, if he's there, let's take him next. And we're here. We got the opportunity, and now it's time to go in there and put on a serious display on July 5th.
You've long talked about having these fights. Do you feel to a certain degree you maybe were a little bit avoided, like people didn't want to maybe take that chance? But obviously, Jack's in that position now where he wants to, you know, make a way back to the top table. But do you feel like you've been a little bit avoided?
100%. My whole career, you know, I feel like I've been battling that, and you know, to get the top guys in the ring. And you know, after the last display, you know, it made a big statement, you know, in stopping an opponent like Tyrone, a man that's tough, you know, a man that comes forward, you know, you know, a war horse, you know, as I've called him previously. But you know, that type of opposition, you know, and that type of performance has put me in this position now to be able to fight, you know, someone that we believe is the best in the UK over here. So this is the opportunity I wanted, and this is the opportunity, you know, I made sure we're taking next.
I saw the face-off, and we see the beef between obviously Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, and there's natural sort of venom back and forth. With you, there was that mutual respect, but he did try and goad you a little bit. He's like, "Are you going to knock me out? Are you going to knock me out? Is that the plan?" What did you make of that? He was obviously trying to like get a little bit out of you. Did you anything of it?
He wants to test the waters. He wants to see, you know, what I'm thinking, and you know, I'm just ready to go in there and put on a serious, you know, devastating display, and that's every time I quote unquote step up. You know, this is what I do. You know, from one level to the next. You know, I put on a devastating performance. You know, when it's considered a step up. You know, when I move from a lower position to, you know, someone that's considered dangerous, that is when it brings the best out of me. You know, and I'm going to go in there and show people I'm ready for the top level.
I was just about to say, whenever you have stepped up, we have seen them extra gears that you can go through. Is that what you need? Because we've seen, and with all due respect, we've seen when you're in with opponents who you're expected to win, and you may be massively favoured on the Bookies cards, where it's more of a. Is it harder to get up for them fights? Can it be more difficult where you feel like, you know what, I'm already beyond this?
You know, I know what level I can get to in the sport, and these are the type of fights that bring that out of you, and that's what I've needed. I needed one, activity, and two, I've shown in every time out that when I have that activity, you know, I go out there and you know, I take these step ups and you know, have the potential to devour my opponents. I crave these step ups. I crave these big nights. And I'm going to make the most of it on July 5th.
It's come at a great time as well, off the back of a historic event. Obviously, cousin, we've talked about it, and I'm sure everyone will touch on it a little bit. But does that sort of help when you see that and go, oh, look at how big the occasion was? I can't wait to do that myself. And I know how close you are with your family and how much that dynamic meant to you, for everyone involved. But to now see you getting your opportunity now to do your thing, so that spotlight's on you, so you can get your sort of full recognition when doing it on a big stage. Was that kind of like an inspiring thing to see where you go, it's my turn coming up soon?
100%, I could feel it. I could feel it on that type of stage. It was all about legacy, and the legacy that the fathers set before to go in there and live out, for Junior to live out his legacy, as the son to go in there and make his mark, stamp his mark and on the sport. And as Senior says, that night he became a legend. He won the hearts of the people, he said, and that's the hardest thing to do. So it was a beautiful thing to see, and now I have my opportunity to go in there against a world-class operator. No one's doubting what level Jack, has been fighting at. It's my chance to go in there and show, it's not as much about what Jack can do, but it's about what I can do, and I'm ready to prove it.
Is the feeling for preparing for this fight different? Because this is, like I said, we talk about the stage, and forgive me for repeating myself, because it's a big stage, all eyes are on you. You can really sort of, gain new fans who go, oh, wow, look, Harlan is that guy. He's that guy who he's been trying to say he is for his career. Is there a bit more pressure, a bit more fire in the belly?
Definitely. We love the pressure. The pressure is what drives us on, it's what motivates us every day to go in there and prepare and leave no stone unturned. I believe the work I've put in over the last 8-9 years, has been unmatched, and now's the time to go in there and show it.
Finally, for me, asked this a few times for a few different fighters, but I always feel like when a fighter's sort of thinking about the fight coming up, they have a good idea of how the fight's going to go. Do you have that idea? Do you look at it and go, you know what, on the night I envisage outboxing him, I envisage stopping him? So we have seen that spite in you when people open up and people want to trade with you. Obviously, Jack's known for a good boxer, but he did stand there sometimes with Barbosa and try and mix it up. Do you envisage stopping this man on the night?
I know I know I'm capable of that, and he's never been badly hurt, never been stopped. So something that something that I know I'm capable of, and I know the fight can go many different ways. I'm prepared for every single outcome, but I know that is a possibility that I am capable of in there.
And shout out as well to your trainer, Charlie B. He's someone who never wants to come in front of the camera, no matter how many times I've poked him about it. But just quickly, how important is he, and how key has he been over these last few years?
Very important. We were just looking at some video from about 6-7 years ago, and see kind of how much improvement, how far we've come. Obviously started at 22, no real experience in the game, and we've come a long way. So I believe he is one of the best coaches in the UK, and he doesn't like the cameras. He doesn't like to talk. He likes to let the performances do the talking. And as a fighter, you need coaches like that. And there's not many. There's not many left. So he is, he's a gem. And we're gonna let the performances do the talking.
Well, look, we look forward to seeing you and Jack in Manchester. It's a terrific night, a good card. And yeah, look, we'll catch up probably before, but if not, we'll see you fight week.
Look forward to it.